Hello, hello, hello. Monroe, don't start barking. It's okay, baby. It's mama. I know this is a very short notice, but Trump is live. I'm going to go ahead and get into that because it's going on right now. High Priestess, Outdoorsy, hey loves. So, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, I'm not prepared, but let's do this. Trump 2024, baby. Yeah, this is literally right now. He's not come up yet, or unless he already did. Did they already have it? No, yeah, the flag's still there. It's not started yet, but it's getting ready to. It says Trump reacts to Supreme Court ballot victory. Let's see what he's got to say. Hey, Robin. Hey, love. That's right, Outdoorsy. I think, in my opinion, Trump's about the only one that can save this country. I'm serious, in my opinion. uh, After what they done to him in New York, though, High Priestess, I kind of think they're not going to really fuck with him on any more new stuff or anything because they fucked up in New York. Look what's going on there. I think he proved to them what he's been saying this whole time. He proved to the naysayers and stuff. You know what I mean? They proved him right by doing all that. The democracy and now I'd almost bet the farm on it. We're gonna have Trump again, in my opinion. He's got an army behind him, and I mean, he's got a huge fan base following, and I've never seen that before. It's wild, and Trump's a real deal, in my opinion. You know, in my opinion, and I respect. Well, no, I don't really respect people that like fucking kids sniffing ice cream eating motherfucking Biden. No, because it's obvious he's a piece of fucking shit. Uh, High Priestess, I know. Me and Allie and Truly and us was talking about that one night about, I'm kind of afraid for his life. Honestly, because he has fought and battled and won and went through everything ever been thrown at him, and he's still hanging in there stronger than ever. And there's only one way they can take him out, in my opinion. Yes, Outdoorsy, exactly. Right, Robin? Right. He didn't even want to take the pay. He donates it to something. When he was president, the pay he got, he didn't want to take it, so he took it and he donated it. I can't remember where. High Priestess, I'm afraid of that. I do. I've been like, for a long time, I'm like, man, it wouldn't surprise me if an assassination. I mean, I do. I worry about his safety. I really do. And like, I don't agree with him on presidency. Yeah, I don't. But I don't agree with him with the abortion and this new IVF bullshit they've came out with in Alabama and all that. I can't stand behind that. I don't agree with everything, on the Republican side, but most of it, yes. And that's probably the Alabama IVF thing. That's what really pissed me off and got me started. I can't stand behind that. Trump's the fucking goat of a president, man. He's fucking, whether you like him or not, as a person and shit, you got to look at the bigger picture, people. I don't know if there's lurkers and shit, but you got to look at the bigger picture. Look at this border. Go watch some of JLR's videos that he's done on it. We've covered it a lot. Um, Trump's for us. America. Let me see. I got something here I wanted to. It's like I used to be a Democrat my whole life. I grew up in the blue, and I didn't really get into politics or nothing. I liked Clinton, and he got Monica Lewinsky, and Trump ain't done nothing no different than any of these other motherfuckers done. He's probably done less. How you gonna fucking try and fuck with him for some hooker years ago? It ain't even got nothing to do with this. Look at all these other what they've done. I think we're gonna have a war anyway. I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about some shit. I don't know. High priestess, it worries me. It does. You don't like talking politics. I respect that, and I get it. And I never did either really until I started seeing shit, and I don't know. And I know, and I hate it. I talk about everything though. You know what I mean? I do true crime too and stuff like that. We'll have drunk lives. Sometimes us girls will get drunk or whatever and panel up and act full and show our ass and talk about whatever, But like I want to talk about the Alabama them banning IVF and shit. I want to talk about that. I want to do a live on it. And I'm true crime, yeah, but I'm not going to do kid cases. I would like to cover missing mothers because that's kind of what got me into it. Because the case that got me into true crime was Scott and Lacey Peterson, and because she was a missing mother. Well, yeah, and I know I've always, but even if I don't cover them, where I follow cases, like that Cassie Carley and Shanann Watts, and you know what I mean. But like I've said a few times, people's like, "Oh, I'm unsub, and you doing politics. Don't do politics, you'll lose." I really don't care. I didn't even want to monetize this channel, and that's what people don't get. I get hell for covering politics sometimes, and I don't care. It's my channel. I don't care. I got a channel of 2,500 on it. I can monetize too, and I never will again. It was one time last year, and I don't care about all that. If I have two people in here, I did the other night. Who was in here with me? We stayed up late. We done like a 5-hour live. I don't remember who it was. Allie, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Allie. It's a couple people, and I don't care because like in like big chats, like if I had Cher's channel, I would fucking have panic attacks every day. Too many people for me. It's too much. It overstimulates me. I couldn't do it. I like my little chat here and my little circle. My circle is smaller than a Cheerio, and I love it that way. The realest people have the least amount of friends. Remember that. People don't like real people. They say they ride or die, but when it comes to dying, they ain't ready to die. They jump. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. I was fucking rearranging all my self-defense keychains and my Scentsy stuff and my fish tanks and I got a snail tank. I'm a mess. Then I got a big tank with just my beta fish in there. My Trumpy boy. His name's Trumpy. That's my baby. He knows me. They have a personality, beta fish do. I didn't know that until I got him. And I love the fuck out of my fish. That's my boy. I see him right now. He's looking at me. I have him in the living room on my bar right beside where I sit. HP, I don't give a fuck about clicks, views, money, and all that, I just pray we'll be good too. It worries me, like, Biden's gave all of our money away and weapons and shit, you know what I mean? We need to save some of that. I'm sorry, Outdoorsy. Like my side lags like 20 seconds or something. Isn't that the truth? 1000%. What do you mean, love? I'm sorry. I hate the lag on this. StreamYard sucks. Few are friends. Oh, yeah, it's true. It's true. The realest people have the least amount of friends. And if you don't want to be friends with somebody that likes everybody and hangs out with everybody, you know what I mean? That's no, you don't want somebody like that because they're fake. Because you can't like everybody. Shit, I barely like myself sometimes. No, I'm actually doing really great. I'm actually very happy in life right now for once, finally. Took a lot of therapy and work to get here this past year, but I fucking done it and kept my moves to myself. Oh no, HP. You might want to think about getting you a gun, but I don't know if you're scared about the kids. I shouldn't have said that because I'm trying to be PG now since I'm no, which channel am I on? Oh yeah, we're on my monetized channel. Shit. Yeah, I got to kind of censor myself a little bit more now than I used to. But when we're over on my big channel, we can act a fool. You ought to get you a crossbow, HP. It's kind of like a GUN, a pew pew, but it's a crossbow. Because I think I'm going to get me one. Big, yeah, because I'm alone, you know. I weigh 125, 30 pounds. I can't fight off predators. You know, it's hard. Get some kind of protection, HP. I got ball bats. I got them. I got 3 of them actually. I got one by my door. I got one in my bedroom, and I got one. Where is it? In my living room somewhere. Yeah, get you a what did I just say? A crossbow? Or yeah, is that what it is? It's kind of like a pew pew, but it'll fuck somebody up. Good idea, outdoorsy. Yeah, there's a few options. Get you a can of bear spray and put it by the door too, or somewhere, and one by your bed, or get some kind of protection, love, because crossbow, yeah, get and they're reasonable. They're you can get them cheap. Get them right above their fucking kneecaps. You don't want to kill them. You know what I mean? You want them go. You want them to pay. You want justice. You know. Shit. Hey, Selena. Hello. How are you? We're just waiting for Trump to come on. He ain't come on yet. It's playing here. It's live. Well, maybe here we go. Hey, Jojo. How you doing, love? I'm like not prepared for this. I didn't because I didn't know this was going on, and then I was doing something. I was up there rearranging my little office area, and I checked. I got on my phone, smoked a cigarette, and I was like, "Fuck, you know, Trump's going to do a press conference." So here I am, like in 5 minutes. I'm good, Jojo. How you doing, love? Robin Smith and Wesson. I know that's right. Man, look, my papa, he was a big time rabbit hunter. He loved rabbit. He had beagles, and um, he had a over and under over and under Browning. It was like very limited edition. There was very few of them made because it was over and under Browning and a Browning at that, you know. And when he died, he left that to me in his will for my son. My I had his first great grandchild, and I got it and I got a little what was it? I think it was a 410 Ranger. Can't remember. Fuck. But anyways, like 2 weeks after my papa passed away, and I got those, me and my husband's house got robbed, and then right after that, my mama died, and it was like, oh my god, and this was all from April to June, and it was horrible. But I would give anything to have that pew pew, that Browning over and under. Oh, you grew up too? Yeah, my papa was a big rabbit hunter. Do you remember outdoorsy? Because this was like back in the 80s and 90s. Because I was born in the early 80s, but my papa had this old Ford truck. It was two something on the column, like it was that old. But on the back glass, it would be like you could put pictures and stuff, scenes on there, like because he always had one with beagle hounds and rabbits and stuff on his window. Do you know what I'm talking about? Had a weird texture to it, and like back then, you could put a gun rack, shit, a pew pew rack in your back window of your trucks and shit. That's how it was where I grew up. Even in school, schoolboys done that, and nobody thought twice about it. It's crazy. Truly, hey, my love. How are you? Truly, you got to get that mushroom warmer. I have a feeling it's going to sell out because some of them sell out, the new releases, if they're like really popular. Because there was some before I even started selling Scentsy that sold out stuff I wanted, and yeah, it sucks. Yep, see, Truly, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, my papaw, and yeah, and nobody thought nothing of it. Kids, and then today's generation, they dumb. You've seen it, yeah. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. And I miss them days, man. I wish times was still like that. I do.
Thank you very much.
Here we go. Here's
Start
Daddy
by
Trump.
thanking the Supreme Court for its unanimous decision today. It was a very important decision. We're very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs. And they worked long, they worked hard, and frankly, they worked very quickly on something that will be spoken about 100 years from now and 200 years from now. Extremely important. Essentially, you cannot take somebody out of a race because an opponent would like to have it that way. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's the leading candidate, whether it was the leading candidate or a candidate that was well down on the totem pole. You cannot take somebody out of a race. The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that. And the Supreme Court saw that very well. And I really do believe that will be a unifying factor because while most states were thrilled to have me, there were some that didn't, and they didn't want that for political reasons. They didn't want that because of poll numbers, because the poll numbers are very good. We're beating President Biden in almost every poll. New York Times came out yesterday with a very big poll for us. So they didn't like that, and you can't do that. You can't do what they tried to do. And hopefully Colorado, as an example, will unify. I know there's tremendous support. They brought our support up very strong in Colorado because people in Colorado thought that was a terrible thing that they did. And while we're on the subject, and another thing that will be coming up very soon will be immunity for a president, and not immunity for me, but for any president. If a president doesn't have full immunity, you really don't have a president because nobody that is serving in that office will have the courage to make, in many cases, what would be the right decision, or it could be the wrong decision. It could be, in some cases, the wrong decision, but they have to make decisions, and they have to make them free of all terror that can be rained upon them when they leave office or even before they leave office. And some decisions are very tough. I can tell you that as a president, that some decisions to make are very tough. I took out ISIS and I took out some very big people from the standpoint of a different part of the world. Two of the leading terrorists, probably the two leading terrorists ever that we've ever seen in this world. And those are big decisions. I don't want to be prosecuted for it. Uh, Another president wouldn't want to be prosecuted for it. It had a tremendously positive impact. It stopped everything cold. And sometimes you have to make, they were tough decisions. Sometimes you have to make decisions like that. When you make a decision, you don't want to have your opposing party or opponent or even somebody that just thinks you're wrong bring a criminal suit against you or any kind of a suit when you leave office. I have that right now at a level that nobody's ever seen before. I have rogue prosecutors and I have rogue judges. I have judges that are out of control. And it's a very unfair thing for me, but serving perhaps as a sample to others of what should not be happening when you make good decisions. And in my case, the economy was great. We didn't go into any wars. We totally defeated ISIS. We provided the largest tax cuts in history. We provided the largest regulation cuts in history. But think of it, no wars. We beat ISIS 100% of the caliphate. And there were no wars. We did a job that was great, but maybe I wouldn't have done that. The caliphate, defeating them, was very powerful. It was going to take 4 years. It took me 4 months, but it was a very strong dictum that I gave. I said, get them, defeat them, end it. We were fighting for 20 years against ISIS, and we did it very quickly. I don't want to be prosecuted. In that case, it worked out very well. There will be some things that perhaps don't work out so well, but I don't want to be prosecuted because I decided to do something that is very much for the good of the country and actually for the good of the world. A president shouldn't have that on his mind, and he has to have a free and clear mind when he makes very big decisions, or it's going to be nothing more than a ceremonial post. You'll be president, it'll be a wonderful thing, and you won't do anything because you don't want to be hit by your opponent or hit by somebody else, because who wants to leave office and go through what I've gone through? I'm being prosecuted by Biden, my opponent, because every one of these things, whether it's Fannie Willis or Bragg, these are local and state, but they're in total coordination with the White House. You can't do that. It shouldn't be done. I mean, a thing like that. In the case of the DA's office, they put one of the top people, maybe the second person, in the Manhattan DA's office to get Trump. They had a Hillary Clinton lawyer leave the law firm, very prestigious big law firm, leave the law firm to go into the DA's office to get Trump, Pomerantz, Mr. Pomerantz. So he goes in to become a prosecutor, worked for the Democrat Party and Hillary Clinton, goes in to prosecute Donald Trump at a local level in total coordination with the Department of Justice, meaning Biden. And then you have the Fannie Willis, or as she would say, Fani, F-A-N-I, Fani. And she hired somebody, knew the person long before this horrible prosecution took place. And she went out and she paid him an unbelievable amount of money, more money than he ever had dreamt possible, much more money than other people that do that for a living. He never did it at all, had no experience in it at all. And they had obviously a conflict. We don't have to go into that, but they were able to get a lot of money because it was a high profile person. Me, I'm a very high profile person. So they were able to pay him close to $1 million when he was not equipped to do the job, and she's not equipped to do the job, and that case should end immediately. That case is so conflicted, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And then you have deranged Jack Smith, who's a Trump hater and represents all the Trump haters, and he's going wild. He's just a wild man. He's been overturned unanimously by the Supreme Court, went after other people over the years. He's had great failure, but he's mean, he's nasty, he's unfair, and the judges on these cases, they're all Trump haters. Other than we have maybe one or two that I think can be fair. But you look at New York, what's happened. I mean, these people have tremendous hatred. You can't do this to a president. And again, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about in the future. A president has to be free. A president
If they do it to Trump, they'll do it to us.
job. But if the president does a good job, a president should be free and clear and frankly celebrated for having done a good job, not indicted 4 times and not gone after on a civil basis and not demanded to pay hundreds of millions of dollars in fines on something that was absolutely perfect, where there were no victims, where the financial statements were absolutely flawless, where you have disclaimer clauses. I mean, nobody's ever had a thing like this. I wasn't given a jury, and I had a clubhouse judge just come up with this number on a perfect loan and very conservative financial statements. But even at that, if you look, the disclaimer says don't rely on the financial statements in any way, shape, or form. Go out and do your own work. The bank in question had the most sophisticated lawyers in the world, frankly, one of the top law firms anywhere in the country. And they can defend themselves. What guys like Bragg and Letitia James and Fani and deranged Jack Smith, what they should be doing is fighting violent crime. And that would lead me to the end. I will say that President Biden, number one, stop weaponization. Fight your fight yourself. Don't use prosecutors and judges to go after your opponent, to try and damage your opponent so you can win an election. Our country is much bigger than that. The other thing I say to President Biden, close the borders now. This is not sustainable for our country. It's not sustainable for our cities. Our country is under siege. This is a violent thing that you've done. And many people are dying. Many people are dying. They die on the trip up. They die going through the border. And they die in our country. But many of the people coming up are from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums. Many are terrorists. You see it. Many are terrorists. And I believe the real number that we have right now is probably closer to 15 million people. And by the time the term ends, I believe the president's term ends, I believe you'll be at close to 20 million people. That's almost larger than any state in the union. Our country, it is not sustainable. Many of these people are tough. Many of these people are bad. They come from some of the roughest countries in the world and some of the roughest prisons. We have prisons in the Congo, in Africa, coming. We have people coming from all parts of the Middle East. They're coming from Yemen, and yet you are bombing Yemen. You have to stop. You have to close the border. You have absolute authorization. You don't need Congress. I had the safest border in the history of our country, and I didn't use Congress for it. And then I built hundreds of miles of wall. And the reason I built it and how I built it was I considered it an invasion of our country. And I took the money from the military, and the Army Corps of Engineers did it with me, and we did a great job. And we had the safest border we've ever had, and now we have the most unsafe border anywhere in the world at any time. There's never been a border like this at any country, anywhere in the world. They would have fought with sticks and stones to stop the horrible situation that's occurring. Our people can't stand it, and the people coming in really can't stand it because they're dying. Many are dying on the trip up, and they're dying in the country. And also, many of the people are criminals, and they're doing tremendous harm. I call it migrant crime. It's migrant crime. It's a new category of crime. They're hurting our country horribly, and we've become a laughing stock all over the world. So I say respectfully to President Biden, you have the authorization right now. I did it. I didn't go to Congress and say, do I have the right to close? I fought Congress on it. Close the borders. You can do it right now. You have everything. Use my policies. My policies were great. Everybody said it. Use my policies. So just to finish, I have great respect for the Supreme Court, and I want to just thank them for working so quickly and so diligently and so brilliantly. And again, this is a unifying factor. Everybody now is together, and they can go after me as a politician. They can go after me with votes. but they're not going to go after me with that kind of lawsuit that takes somebody out of a race who's leading in this case, but even if the person wasn't leading. And I want to thank you all for being here. Do we have any questions? Yes.
Mr. President, the poll numbers are massive for you going into Super Tuesday. We found that a lot of people.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there, but we're still gonna listen. Do y'all remember when was it? When Thursday, when him and Biden went to the border, we watched Biden's little thing, and he never. As soon as he's done with his speech, he walks off. He ignores everybody. He don't answer questions. He don't do nothing. And I talked about that. I pointed that out. See my point exactly right here. I don't care if you like Trump or you don't. He's a badass fucking president, and he's powerful, and he's got a lot of respect from big people.
People that were agnostic to politics.
But even if the person wasn't leading. And I want to thank you all for being here. Do we have any questions? Yes.
Mr. President, the poll numbers are massive for you going into Super Tuesday. We found that a lot of people that were agnostic to politics in general see these legal cases against you. They see how life was back under a Trump administration. Do you think that's the key to pull some of these independent voters into this next election, seeing that legal cases are unfair, they have no merit, and also the poll numbers were life before Trump?
It's such an interesting question because historically, a thing like what I've been going through would have hurt a political party or a political candidate terrifically. You wouldn't even run. You wouldn't be able to run. You'd get out. This has happened over many years, many times. In this case, the polls show that I'm much more popular than I was before weaponization. It's been weaponized like it's never been. This is for third world countries. This isn't for us. Biden ought to drop all of these things. And frankly, he may do better if he does, because people would say, wow, that was very reasonable. Look, they're all, the state, the city, and the federal, they're all coordinated. Fannie Willis's lover spent hours and hours at the White House, I guess with White House counsel and with DOJ, plotting out this plan. Nobody talks about that. They're all coordinated with the White House. It's weaponization, never been done in this country. It's been done in third world countries, banana republics, never in this country. So I really believe what they should do is really go all the way, go out and stop all of this nonsense. They're nonsense cases and everybody sees it. You just look at Atlanta. It's such an embarrassment to Georgia, what's happening there. But Jack Smith, I don't think is any better. Letitia James is terrible. She campaigned on, I will get Trump, I will get Trump. And then it goes before a Trump-hating judge. I mean, the whole thing is a rigged deal. And the public understands it. I'm lucky that I'm able to explain it to the public, because if you weren't able to explain it, the public wouldn't know. They'd believe what they see. So I don't want to win this way. Look, I want to win based on my policies are better. We're going to cut taxes. We're going to get interest rates down. You're going to be able to buy homes again. I mean, you can't buy a home today. The interest rates are so high. I want to win on safe borders. I want to stop wars. I want to stop the war in Ukraine with Russia. I want to stop what's happening in Israel. Israel would have never been attacked if I were president. Ukraine would have never, ever been attacked if I was president. You wouldn't have had inflation. Inflation was caused by high energy prices. I had low energy prices. I would have kept them there very easily. And it probably maybe caused the war with Ukraine, because Putin became rich all of a sudden. It went up so much. And I watched President Biden talking about Putin. Putin became very rich because at $100 a barrel, he's got so much money to fight a war. At $40 a barrel, he doesn't have the money to fight a war. But he wouldn't have done it anyway because I told him not to. So I just want to thank all of you for being here. I think it's a very big day for America. I think it's a very big day for liberty, and I think it's just a great day for this country. Again, I hope it's unifying like I think, but it is. It's a big step toward unification. I hope that the justices, because they'll be working on some other cases, but one in particular, presidents have to be given total immunity. They have to be allowed to do their job. If they're not allowed to do their job, it's not what the founders wanted, but perhaps even more importantly, it will be terrible for our country. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He's right. Just like they denied him his right of an appeal. And they can do that to us, y'all. The government, the government's going to start controlling us like that if this does not stop. Something's got to give. All these years, America's been established. We've always been respected, like the best country, the everything. And now we're the laughing stock of the world. Oh, I love that chicken lady. I love that. Oh, tell him, hey, Trump 2024. I couldn't even think there, man. Let's go, Brandon. Well, we got another Brandon that's been speaking up that's on Trump's side, so we can't say that all the time. Bingo, Julie. And like in New York, them throwing out the homeless veterans to house them illegals. That's heartbreaking, man. That's fucking heartbreaking. When you are throwing out people that fought for us to keep our freedom and they're homeless now, and you're gonna no, that's not fucking right, man. This shit. We are the laughing stock, right? Outdoorsy. It's sorry, y'all. It's heartbreaking, and I love how Trump is for the military. That's his number one thing, and he said it several times. He gets back in office, first thing he's doing, he's strengthening up and getting our military together again. That's his number one thing for America. And you got to think our military is what protects us and got the power to protect us, as best as they can. And then our truckers, that's his second, the truckers. That sounds silly to, all these fucking Biden dick running motherfuckers, probably. But you got to think outside the box in the bigger picture. Look at truckers not going to New York. Do you know how bad that's hurting New York? I mean, they got Wall Street there, and nobody's investing now. Everybody pulled out and everything else. America couldn't go without truckers. My brother's a trucker. He's a cross-country trucker, and I see, and Allie, hey, boo-boo. Trump just done a live press conference you missed, or was you watching it? That's true, Cher. Whenever I went to Niagara Falls in New York, because you can go on the Canadian side of Niagara Falls too, because it's all there. You can see it right across Plains Day. I got pictures of it. I'll get them, but you can actually go over to the Canadian side. Americans could. I don't know about Canadians. And all you had to do was have a picture ID. And that's it, pretty much. And you could take a boat ride over there to see Niagara Falls on that side. Ellis Island? Oh my God, I've been to Ellis Island. I've explored the hospital there. I went to the Statue of Liberty. I done that a few years ago when I was working up there, and I went to New York. Oh my God, I loved it. It's so cool. I got a lot of pictures on that of the hospital. Well, and the statue, of course, but yeah, that's cool. I have been there. And they got part of the 9/11 thing close to it. So I just said Ellis Island. That's cool. Because I do know what that is. I love history and stuff, and I've traveled this entire country, literally from coast to coast working in the last 10 years. And I've been to a lot of places, except for like the Montana, Oregon, Washington, that little corner. I know I want to go there. Oh yeah, chicken lady for sure. In fact, like some fast food workers, like I ain't gonna lie, I worked at Domino's. I fucking made good money there, but through COVID, because I lost my job on the road. They shut every fucking thing down, you know. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I went and worked there, and I loved it. My best friend worked there too, and we worked through it. But we got bonuses. I made bank through the big C word there. Hold on, what am I missing here? You watched it, Allie? Good. Let me see what Cher's saying here. Oh yeah, did you see my post I made to her? That bitch done fucked around and found out. And Ryan kind of pissed me off too. He wants to call me a rogue mod. No, fuck him too for calling me that. I don't care what he does. I can't stand people that don't know me or share that well and know our friendship, and then they want to try and act like that. No, I'm not a rogue mod. I'm just a real motherfucker. And when there is a bitch that goes in other chats of guys that has dragged Cher from here to China and back and talk shit about her, and I seen it, and then come back crying to Cher. And no, fuck that. I hold grudges, motherfuckers. Once you fuck me or my friend, I ain't giving you another chance to hurt them or fuck them over again. Believe that. Call me a bully all you want, but let me tell you something, you trashy bitch. You're probably lurking. I will fucking bully a bully. And trust me, you think you're crazy? I guarantee you, bitch, I can out crazy you. I'm humble in a little hood, and it's still in there, baby. Sorry, I didn't want to get off on that, but oh yeah, Allie and truly on at the end of Cher's live. I missed the whole live and I came in at the end of it, and yeah, it was crazy. Cher knows I'll randomly time people out I don't like and stuff or whatever, but I really fuck with that girl. And I was like timing her out for a minute at a time. And she come back like, well, I get timed out. I said, because I can, bitch. You know, and that started it. She started calling me names and all kinds of threatening me and all kinds of shit. Yep. No, like I told Cher and everybody else, I'm tired of people fucking Cher over and doing her like this. And y'all going to see a different side of me for a minute until people see, no, you're not going to do this to Cher no more. People use her to build their channels, and then I get accused of using her. No, motherfuckers. You have no clue. Me or her don't use each other. See, sis, that's what I mean. If he didn't know the situation, he shouldn't have said shit, though. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying, but yeah, no. Rogue mod, I almost timed him out. Because usually, like, if I time somebody out and they come back in there and they're like, why did I get timed out? I'll time them out again. Then if somebody else says, why did so and so get timed out? I'll time them out too. It's always like for 1 minute. Oh, I can go to 0 to fucking hillbilly in 0.0 seconds. Trust me. Trust me. I can help petty you, bitch. Believe that. I've calmed down a lot. You have no fucking clue. Let's see here. When you go on live, sis, because I'm getting ready to end this. 45 minutes, fuck, I'll squirrel off in that long a time and miss the live. I do that all the time. I'll squirrel off and forget your live. Then I'll come in the middle or the end. Come on, don't do 45 minutes. I got to go somewhere at 4 o'clock. Well, at 3 o'clock. Oh, truly. Now I say, Pep, people better be glad that I'm medicated now. I have been for the past 3 years, and I'm very loyal to my stuff. Okay, 30. Let's do 25. Meet me a little bit there. 25, 30. Gotta wash dishes. See, I gotta go in here and get the clothes out of the dryer and fold them, and you know what I mean? But if it takes too long, I forget and I squirrel off and I got 500 fucking things going. Okay. Now go wash them dishes, bitch. No. Okay, I'm gonna play a little snippet here. My favorite song right now at the moment for America. I got a few favorite songs, but y'all probably know it and y'all probably tired of hearing it, but this has got Yellow Wolf and everybody in it. You know, I love it. Right, high pressure. I don't mind doing it. I just hate folding it and putting it away, man. And like, I'm not one, I can't let it sit in baskets and not fold it. I gotta fold it as soon as it comes out of the dryer. OCD about it because I don't want wrinkles and you know what I mean? All right. I'm gonna play this song and end it, and I'll see y'all in shares in 30 minutes. He's in this song, sis. He ain't singing.
The world getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate. Separate and segregate, don't celebrate quite yet. The storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpent.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheap. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. fools. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. We need you now. One day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.